First of all, I'd like to say this video is rushed. Sorry that I only posting now. I'm like quickly making this video like on the day I'm posting it. So if the editing is sloppy, don't blame me. Actually, blame me completely. It's my fault. I did all this nonsense for no reason. And now I'm on a tight deadline. I've posted today, edited today. Anyway, let's get into it. Conflict with your brothers and sisters and your mothers and your fathers is like insane. Family conflict is difficult. Don't even get me started on the topic with having conflict with your best friend, like actual arguments with your best friend. You know how like you feel after you guys argue and like he's like or she's like, man, leave me alone, bro. Like when that happens, it is so like, bro, it's so like frustrating that you can't solve this like, maturity wise. But when you have conflict with your family, it is so difficult to control emotion with them because you know them personally, they know you personally, and not everything your family knows is like your deepest darkest secrets. Your best friend, that's what your best friends and homies are for. That is what they are for. They don't know everything in your life. So when they complain about this and this and that, then you obviously gonna instinctively be like, I do all of that stuff. Leave me alone. I want to be left alone to do my thing. It's my life, let me live it. But you see, when you arguing with your parents, it's so like not just your life. Let me explain that to you. It's not your life that you are living. It is your life influences everybody in your family's life. So you can't be selfish about, oh no, it's my life, leave me alone. Like, you can't do that because it's not just your life anymore. Your parents, your mother, your father have put in effort into raising you. So when you make a dumb decision, it reflects on them, like saying to them like, oh no, I didn't raise a good child. He or she isn't acting how I wanted to raise him. Because like, imagine you're a parent. You would want your daughter or son to act in the way that makes the family whole or keeps the family together or like makes them prosper. It's to help you obviously because you put in the effort. You put in all of the stuff to say into that child to put them out in the world. So imagine you're a mother or a father. You raise this child from the ground up to become the best version of you because you don't want your child to make your mistakes. So you raise him and then they go and make the same mistakes you did. They get bad grades, they smoke weed, they do drugs, they waste their time on the internet. Wouldn't you be angry at them for doing such idiotic things that you try to prevent from them? That makes total sense, right? So, when you're arguing with your parents, your mother and your father, don't scream in their faces that I am my own person, mom. Leave me alone, dad. I can do whatever I want because it's my life. You don't want to act like that because your parents aren't just your parents. They're people too. They spent the money on you, not yourself. It's not that your money that you spent on yourself. Your parents spent the money on you. They want you to prosper. They want the best for you. But I know, personal experience here talking from. Parents can be so ununderstanding. I'm talking as a teenager now. They don't understand our generation or like how we do things. And they don't understand like they think in the old times like you have to study, you have to do this, you have to do it like that, and then you live a good, prosperous life in the end. But you know that life doesn't work like that anymore. People starting from the age of 14 getting paid already. Like, in what world, imagine back in the day, in what world does a 14-year-old get away with making thousands of dollars a month? Nothing today. You have those TikTok dancers, you have those influencers like myself influencing all of this propaganda, not even propaganda, like news that's going on, how times have changed so significantly in the past, not even 150 years of living. Internet changed, going out's changed, everything has changed, and our parents don't get it. I understand that, but don't blow up in their faces about them not understanding. They are just people. They want to help. They want you to prosper. Like I've been saying, you don't need to extrapolate yourself, or not extrapolate. I don't even know what the word means. But you don't have to explode in their faces talking about I don't need you, I can be my own person. Focus on yourself. But remember, you have a mother and father that want the best for you at all times. So don't always start an argument. Try and understand from the point of view what they're coming from. And when you have conflict with them, try and understand that what your point comes across sounds like,
"Oh no, Mom, I'm just a teenager."
Obviously to them.
It's like, "Oh no, Mom, I'm just a teenager. Leave me alone. I am a teenager. I am my own person." So,
when you go up to them like that, like, see, your thoughts aren't all together. That's what they think, and sometimes it is like how they think. But they see you as their little girl, their little boy that always did the right thing. And then all of a sudden you're changing. Obviously, we're changing. We are hormonal teenagers. We're growing up, we're becoming older, we're discovering ourselves. So change is not very good for them, is what they see. Changing isn't what they want it to be. How we change into our own person from our mother's child to our own person is such a different change. That is obviously it's gonna brew conflict. Now, obviously, from your mother's child, that little boy, they're always by a mother, to this massive, hormonal, angry all the time teenager, is a big change for your mom, for your dad. So, can't have conflict with them. It's not good for their health. There's a couple decades left, and then you're off, gone, never to be seen again. And then a couple more decades, then they're dead. Then you're never gonna have that time ever again. So I want you to appreciate the time that you have spending with them. So don't spend it arguing. I know sometimes arguing is necessary to get your point across, to get the correct ideals from you and your parents. But as teenagers, I need us to be good with them. They need us to understand where they're coming from. We need them to understand where we're coming from. And when we all mesh it together, there's no more conflict. If we both understand each other, let me be my own person, but I will understand your rules. This is like the main conflict that happens all the time. You deal with it by getting your point across without shouting, without coming to an irrational decision like, I'm never going to talk to you again. Never say that. That's worse for your parents and for yourself. So when you talk to your mom and dad, get your point across without coming over as an immature teenager. Get it across as a mature teenager to deal with the conflict correctly. It's like a lot of advice coming from me because I've experienced so much conflict. I'm still implementing all of these steps. Not steps really, but this advice that I've given. I'm implementing it all the time with the arguments. I try to be less emotional during arguments because then emotion plays a big role. Then your facial expression, your body language, all of that plays a role in arguing with your parents because they see everything. And you want them to see everything because you're expressing yourself in what you do and stuff. So when you go to your parents and argue, eventually it's gonna happen again. There's no stopping conflict and arguments. But when you do it correctly, it's awesome. You get your point across, everything's well. If you do it poorly, then everything goes south. You have like 2-day anger streak, whatever. It's horrible. Hopefully that helps you in your self-improvement journey. And I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.